Good day, my dear students. In this video session, let us learn how to determine the temperature distribution through the composite wall subjected to conduction and convection in heat transfer. Let us consider this problem. The composite wall consisting of three materials and each material thickness is given that 0.3 meters, 0.15 meter and this is 0.15 meter, and let K1, K2, K3 be the thermal conductivities of these three materials, and the convection takes place on the inner surface. This is the inner surface of the composite wall, and the ambient temperature given is 800 degrees Celsius and convective heat transfer coefficient is 25 watts per meter square degree Celsius, and outer wall temperature given is 20 degrees Celsius, and thermal conductivities of each material given that K1 20 watt per meter degree Celsius, K2 30 watt per meter degree Celsius, K3 50 watt per meter degree Celsius. Now, using finite element method, we will determine the temperature distribution through this composite wall. That means the temperature at this region, temperature at this region, and temperature across this one. Okay, and this is the temperature T4. T4 it is already given, that is 20 degree Celsius. Now we need to find T1, T2, T3 by using finite element method. Now the solution for this, we will proceed with the solution using finite element method. Let us generate the finite element model. Let us discretize this composite wall into three elements with nodes, 4 nodes and 3 elements. Each element will indicate each material. Okay. Now next, each element length it is given, that is the thickness of each material 0.3 meter, 0.15 meter and 0.15 meter. Now to determine the temperature distribution, first we will consider conductivity matrices. We will find the thermal conductivity matrix for element 1. Okay, let us determine the conductivity matrices for these three elements and assemble those conductivity matrices to get the global conductivity matrix. Now K1, we know that the formula K1 A1 by L1 into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. This is the conductivity matrix where K1 is the thermal conductivity of the material of the element and A1 is the area and L1 is the length of the element. Let us, the given area is 1 meter square. Okay. Now therefore this thermal conductivity matrix will become K1 by L1 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Let us substitute this K1 value. The K1 value given is 20. Let us substitute 20, okay, into 1, that is the area is unit, divided by what is the length given, 0.3. Okay. Then the conductivity matrix for element 1, if you calculate 20 divided by 0.3, we got 66.66. Okay, 66.66, 1 minus 1 minus 1. Okay, now let us write the DOF numbers for element 1. It consisting of two nodes, initial node 1, final node 2. Like this you write DOF numbers. Now likewise you find the conductivity matrix for element number 2, that is using the formula K2 by L2. Since area is unity, I will write only K2 by L2, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. And what is the thermal conductivity of the material 2? 30 divided by what is the thickness? 0.15. Okay, if you calculate the ratio 30 divided by 0.15, we will get 200. But here for conductivity matrix for element 1, we took the this one outside, the constant 66.66 common. The same common you have to maintain for K2 also. Now I will divide 200 by 66.66. I got 3, so that you can write it as 66.66. You take it outside, same common as for element 1, and inside you will get 3 minus 3 minus 3 3, and write the DOF numbers for element 2 2 3 2 3 for element 2. Next, conductivity matrix for element 3, K3 by L3, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. What is the thermal conductivity of the material? Third element, it is 50, and what is the length? 0.15. If you calculate the ratio 50 divided by 0.15, we will get 333.33, and maintain the same common as in case of element 1 and element 2. If you write 66.66 outside, then 333.33 we got this ratio, and 66.66, if you divide it, we got 5 here inside. 5 minus 5 minus 5 5, and here you write the DOF numbers 3 4 3 4, because element 3 is having 3 and 4. Now we have determined K1, K2 and K3. Let us assemble these 3 conductivity matrices to get the global conductivity matrix. Now 66.66 we got common outside, and inside we got here for element 1 1, and this one for element 2 3, and for element 3 5. Now let us find the global conductivity matrix. Okay. Now global conductivity matrix, if you find, that is assembled conductivity matrix. Global conductivity matrix K is equal to, since the finite element model we have generated, it is of 3 elements, 4 nodes. Okay, hence you will get the global conductivity matrix order 4 cross 4. Let us generate this grid line, 4 columns and 4 rows. Write the DOF numbers 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. 66.66 is outside, and let us write the coefficients of the conductivity matrix for element 1 in this box. That shows 1 2 1 2 DOF number. For element 2, you write the coefficients of the conductivity matrix for element 2 in this box, that is 2 3 2 3, and conductivity matrix for element 3, you write the terms into this box 3 4 3 4. Now here I will write the conductivity matrix for element 1, we got 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Next, conductivity matrix for element 2 we got, okay, you write this into this box, that is plus, I will write 3 because it has to be added. Now we got common term here, 3 minus 3 minus 3 3. Next, transfer the coefficients of this element 3 into this box 3 4 3 4, that is 5 minus 5 minus 5 5, and remaining blank cells you just write it as 0. We got hence the global conductivity matrix, this is of the order 4 cross 4. Now you consider the convection here. Since the convection occurs on the inner surface, that means at node 1. Since convection occurs at node 1, since convection occurs at node 1, hence the H is equal to 25 watt per meter square degree Celsius to be added up to K11 term of the global conductivity matrix. K11 term is this one. Now by considering the convection, now let us K11 term, new value of K11 will become 66.66. okay, it is into 1, 66.66, this is into 1, this is K11 term. The H value has to be added up plus 25. Okay, now what I will do, 66.66 since it is common, I'll take 1 plus 25 divided by 66.66. If you do 25 divided by 66.66, you will get 0.375. Now therefore, you will get the answer 66.66 into 1.375. Okay, hence by considering the convection, we got the global conductivity matrix, we got this modified. Now let us write, we got K matrix as 1.375. If the convection is occurring on the right side, then add up the H value to the node 4. Here the convection is occurring at node 1. Okay, and the global equilibrium equation for this heat transfer analysis is K into T is equal to R, where K is the global conductivity matrix and T is the temperature and R is the heat rate vector. Okay, now this is what the temperature is, the field variable for this heat transfer problems, so that we can predict the behavior of the entire fluid in heat transfer by using the field variable, that is what temperature. K into T is equal to R. Okay, now T matrix we got, that is T1, T2, T3, T4. Since there are 4 unknowns, T1, T2, T3, T4, and T4 is known, that is the boundary condition given temperature on the right side surface, that is 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, now next, what is the heat rate vector? Heat rate vector is given by R1, R2, R3, R4. Since the convection occurs on the inner surface, that is at node 1, then R1 will become H into T infinity. H into T infinity. What is H? 25 into 800. You will get 25 into 800, we got 20,000. That is the heat rate. And R2, R3, R4, since there is no heat rate, at nodes 2, 3 and 4 it is given, you just write it as 0. Therefore now you write the global equilibrium equation. How do you write the global equilibrium equation now? Okay, now we'll write the global equilibrium equation. It's already K term we got by adding the convection into T term. I'll write T, T1, T2, T3, T4 is equal to R1, R2, R3, R4. And R1 heat rate we got, since convection occurs on the inner surface, that is at node 1, that is H into T infinity. If you calculate 25 into 800, we got 20,000. R2, R3, R4 are 0. Now you can calculate, once you get the global equilibrium equation, we can calculate the temperature distribution, that is T1, T2, T3. T4 is already given. T4 is one of the boundary conditions. Either we can use now any of the approaches, the different methods of handling boundary conditions in FEM we have, that is elimination approach, penalty approach, and the multi-constraint approach. Now I will use elimination approach. Elimination approach. In elimination approach,
sir.
Continue. Now using elimination approach, we will handle this boundary condition. What is the boundary condition given for this composite wall? The boundary condition given, it is nothing but it is the specified value of the field variable across the boundary of the field. Now across this wall on the right side surface, the temperature given is 20 degrees Celsius. Okay, now we got, that means at node 4 the given value of temperature is 20 degrees Celsius. Now we need to find the temperature distribution right from 800 to 20 degree Celsius. Okay, now since T4 is 20 degrees Celsius, boundary condition T4 is 20 degrees Celsius, hence since we know the value of temperature at node 4, that is on the right side surface of the composite wall, then eliminate this 4th row and 4th column. Okay, by eliminating 4th row and 4th column, only remaining 3 equations have to be solved to determine T1, T2 and T3. Okay, I will write these 3 equations. 66.66 into, first equation I will write 1.375 T1 minus 1 into T2 plus 0 into T3, that is 0, Okay, and also since T4 is non-zero boundary condition, this fourth term also you need to consider in these three equations. This fourth term, this is 0 into T4, you will get 0 only, discarded, and is equal to, we got the first equation 20,000. Next, second equation 66.66, second equation you consider minus 1 into T1 and plus, since this is 1 plus 3, that is 4 into T2, next minus 3 into T3, plus since it is 0 into T4 you will get 0 only, leave it, is equal to R to 0. Next, third equation you write 66.66 common outside, 0 T1 minus 3 T2 plus 3 plus 5, it is 8 T3, and here this is minus 5 into T4 you consider, minus 5 into T4 is equal to R3 is 0. Now we will solve these three equations. Solving these three equations, we will get T1, T2 and T3. Okay. Now we solve these three equations. Since there are three unknowns here, T1, T2, T3, okay, first I will write A1 value. A1 is 1.375. Next, A2 minus 1, C1 that is 0, last one 20,000. Okay, next equation minus 1, 4 minus 3 is 0, this last one. Next, A3 0 minus 3 next 8 D3 is D3, this right side constant, you will get minus 5 T4 if you write outside, because T4 is 20 degrees Celsius, it is given 5 into 20, 5 2s are 10, that is 100, that is plus 100 you will get, that is plus 100. Now get 100 This is 100 into 66.66. Okay. Okay, after calculating we got, by solving these three equations, we got T1 equals to 304.79 degrees Celsius, T2 119.05 degrees Celsius, and T3 57.14 degrees Celsius. This is how we can determine the temperature distribution through the composite wall. Here you can observe the temperature, ambient temperature is 800 degrees Celsius. Through the heat transfer, the T1, the temperature has been reduced to 304.79. Next again it is reduced to T2, that is 119.05 degrees Celsius, and it is reduced to T3 57.14 degrees Celsius, and last T4, that is it is given 20 degrees Celsius. This is what the temperature distribution through this composite wall for the given material subjected to convection on the inner surface. Okay. Now also we can compare the results with analytical method also. Now let us consider this analytical method. Now we compare the results using analytical method. If you do the calculation using analytical method, just now we have used the method finite element method. If you use analytical method, then we know that the heat flux, that is Q by A, since area is unity here it is given, and it is given by initial temperature minus final temperature. Final temperature is 20 degrees Celsius, 20 divided by here L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2 plus L3 by K3. Okay, first on the inner surface the heat transfer, this one convection will take place. I will write 1 by Hi plus L1 by K1 plus L2 by K2 for material 2, L3 by K3 for material 3. Okay. Now T infinity given is 800. I will substitute the values. 800 minus 20 divided by 1 by Hi. I will write 1 divided by Hi. That is Hi is given convective heat transfer coefficient 25. Okay, I will write 1 divided by 25. That is 0.04 plus what is L1 by K1? L1 is 0.3 meters and K1 given is 20 watt per meter degree Celsius, and this one is K2 is 30 and K3 is 50. Now L1 is 0.3 divided by K1 20, that will give 0.015 plus L2 by K2. L2 is 0.15 and K2 is 30 watt per meter degree Celsius. Okay, L2 0.15 divided by 30, that will give you 0.005 plus L3 by K3. L3 is 0.15 again, 0.15 thickness of material 3 divided by thermal conductivity of material 3 is 50. Okay, here I got 0.003. Okay, now that means using Newton's law and Fourier's law for conduction and convection, we can write this equation. Okay, now we'll calculate first heat rate, that is here 800 minus 20, we got 780 degrees Celsius divided by, I will add up all these, 0.04 plus 0.015 plus 0.005 plus 0.003. I got 0.063. Now the answer ratio 780 divided by 0.063, I got 12,380. Q is equal to heat flux 12,380. That is watts per meter square. Watts per meter square, 12,380.95. Now this we will use to find the temperature distribution. We got 12,380.95 watt per meter square heat flux. Okay. Now after that we will compare these analytical results with the finite element method FEA results. Okay. We got Q is equal to 12,380.95 watts per meter square, and this Q is equal to, you know that that is k delta t by thickness, that is k dt by dx is the equation for conduction. Okay, and first I will write k by dx into dt. Now from this to this, t infinity k 1 by L1, dx is L1 into T infinity minus T1 from 800 to ambient temperature to inner surface. Now what is K1 value? 20. L1 is thickness of the material 1, that is 0.3. T infinity is 800 minus T1 is unknown. Q it is known, just now we have calculated 12,380.95. Now we calculate 12,380.95 into 0.3, okay, and divided by 20, we got 800 minus T1 is equal to 185.71. Therefore T1 is equal to 800 minus 185. $12,380.95 into 0.3 divided by 20. So pause matters. Pause matters. Okay, we got this heat flux 12,380.95 using analytical method, using conduction and convection, Fourier's and Newton's law we have calculated. But here what I did, the first actually from 800 to this inner surface wall, the heat transfer will take place through convection. Then I should use the convection equation, that is Q is given by, that is HA dt. HA dt, that is HI, since area is unit area, into dt is T infinity minus T1. Okay, Q is 12,380.95, HI given is 25, T infinity is 800 minus T1. Okay, now if you calculate, you will get 12,380.95 divided by 25 is 495.23 is equal to 800 minus T1. Therefore T1 is equal to 800 minus, if you do 800 minus 495.23, we got 304.76 degree Celsius. Okay, this is what the temperature on the inner surface of the composite wall. Using finite element method we got the same value. Okay, next temperature. Now we'll find the temperature T2. To find temperature T2, this composite wall, here the first material is subjected to conduction. Here the heat transfer has to be take place from this solid medium to this. Okay, now we will use the conduction equation Q equals to Ka dt by dx, that is K1 by L1 into T1 minus T2. I will consider T1 to T2. K1 by L1 into T1 minus T2. Q is 12,380.95 is equal to K1 given is 20, L1 is 0.3, T1 we got just now 304.76 minus T2. If you calculate 12,380.95 into 0.3 divided by 20, we will get here 185.71 is equal to 304.76 minus T2. Therefore T2 is equal to 304.76 minus 185.71. We got 119.04 degrees Celsius, as same as finite element method. Now next come to T3. Now T2 to T3, it is also subjected to conduction. Now we will use Q is equal to K2 by L2 into T2 minus T3. What is now Q value heat flux is 12,380.95. K2 value 30. K2 is 30 and L2 thickness of material 2.15 and T2 just now we have calculated 119.004 minus T3. Okay, now calculate for T3. We will get 0.15 into 12380.95. okay, divided by 30. We got LHS 61.9 is equal to 119.04 minus T3. Therefore T3 is equal to 119.04 minus 61.9. we got, therefore T3 is equal to, we got 57.13 degrees Celsius. Now T3 to T4. T4 it is already given 20 degrees Celsius. T4 is 20 degree Celsius. Now if you verify, these results are verified with the FEM results. Using FEM results we got just now we have calculated, we have determined the temperature distribution through this composite wall consisting of 3 materials, and we got using FEM same values as in analytical method, that is T1 304.76 degrees Celsius, T2 119.04 and T3 57.13 and last T4 20 degree Celsius. This is how we can determine the temperature distribution through the composite wall using FEM, and you can verify the results with analytical method by using the Fourier's law and Newton's law of conduction and convection. Thank you dear students. Stay safe, stay healthy.